Hello, good day and welcome. Thank you for joining to our new webinar, What You Need to Know When Developing Cosmetics. My name is Ima Gamero. I'm the Technical Manager at Cosmeservice, and I will try to show you some key points to keep in mind at that time of starting a new cosmetic product. Today, we have the tools to make it easier this process, and in this way, try to avoid any possible delays or headaches. We hope will be very useful for these new projects. Okay, what you need to know when developing cosmetics. First, we have an idea, but this is at all. Launching a new cosmetic product can be a challenge for your company, but like another challenge, there is a solution, but you have to invest your time and your efforts, obviously, for a new product launching. So you need to hard work. So what can you improve your probabilities of success? We are going to see now. First, our first tip today is good planning is essential for success because it is impossible to reach a goal without any planning. Okay, you have your plan. We are starting developing a new cosmetic product and we have an initial plan. We are in our bike. Everything is defined. All the way is defined. We know the beginning, we know the steps that need to be followed, and of course, we need the end, the goal. But we must be aware that this is not always the case. Yes, the reality is complicated. We need to know that it's possible that the situation can change your plan. However, you need to look for another ways. You may have to cross a bridge that takes you to your goal. For this reason, it's very important to design a clear, concise, real, and very flexible plan for possible changes. Okay, what are the main stages of developing a new cosmetic product? We are going to see a general process of this cosmetic product. First, briefing, the project brief. The team needs to define which is the product concept based on trends, based on consumer needs, and also the market. The formulation, R&D team create the formula based on chemical properties, cost, and regulation too. Sourcing, it is time to look for raw materials, packaging suppliers that suits our product. Quality and compliance, mandatory tests that need to be performed, or the compilation of the documents, the analysis in order to confirm that my reference is safe for all the markets. Packaging and artwork, the marketing team is the point that they are going to design to catch consumer eyes and provide all the needed information for all the consumers. And finally, the product validation. We check the prototype for the final approval before launching. And we have our new product. If all of this is correct, the product is ready. Okay, for developing a new cosmetic product, it is very important. It's our second tip, is you need a good teamwork. Because who should participate in this process? Who needs to be involved? Okay, marketing area, of course, R&D team for the formulation, sales, who knows the clients very well. The responsible person is the legal representative that needs to be ensured that all is correct. And if it is possible, legal area could be very convenient. And when we do that, this is very important to do it from the beginning. All key stakeholders should work together from the beginning, please. Okay, we are going to start with the project brief. Creating it is the key when developing a new reference. It is the starting point of every project. The more detailed it is, the better. Okay, there are some essential questions. If you have an idea for a new product, an effective way to find out if your concept has potential or not is by asking some questions. Here we can have some of them. What is it? Is the right name for it? What the business model, the marketing approach, who are going to be my clients? Are they professional, for example? Or the price, of course. Okay, in the project brief, there are some steps, no? Something involved. We are going to answer these questions then, and it depends on the nature of our company, our clients, and of course, our products. We should bring the whole team for that. Okay, it's very important, the collaboration of all the team in the business strategy, the market analysis, target population, product definition, budget, and timeline. And we are going to see all of them in detail now. We are going to start with the product definition. What type of product do we want to develop? It's time to choose a product category, but as you can see, there are infinite options. So then it will be to choose a product itself. It's organic cosmetic, it's skincare, or is this a hair care product? And within this category, for example, skincare, we need to choose a face care, for example, a sheet mask. Yes, we need to look for a lot of categories. And to make a good choice, it could be very useful following these criteria. Analyze the current product catalog that you have in your company. Check the manufacturing availability. You need to know if you can manufacture internally this product or if you need to do it externally with a partner, for example. Analyze the consumer needs of the market and the company philosophy. Yes, we recommend to choose a product that complements your brand, that all is okay with your brand. We are going to continue with the business strategy, where we want to sell my product. Just as important as deciding what to sell is deciding where to sell it. Local or global? International? Okay, for exporting, there is no right or wrong answer here, but you need to take in mind that the geographical proximity, commercial risk, the dimension of this market, if you have any contact there or not, if this is the first time, and also the competition of this determined market. Different market will be suited different with different products too. And we should identify which is the market for me, for my company, with the greatest potential and interest. So according to the current data, European cosmetic market is the largest in the world, $76 billion. Yes, China is the market with the greatest potential, so in the future we need to keep in mind, or USA remains the world leader in premium cosmetics. Moreover, and this time is very important for the majority of the companies, don't forget the e-commerce. It is growing very, very fast, and I think it's essential in the future for selling our products in different markets. Budget. Okay, we need to launch a product, you need money to fund all of our efforts. So first we are going to examine all the phases and determine the costs that are associated. Also, it is necessary to create a realistic project budget. It should be based on similar reference or categories in your database. It is possible not write a specific number, or it's better to have a range of numbers. And always, if you can the chance, it is very convenient to have a contingency budget for unexpected costs. So this is a dynamic document and it should be reviewed regularly. Market analysis is a very important point. What do my consumers want? Consumers now want everything. They want multitasking cosmetics, innovative products, personalized products, good value for the money. They want a new experience with your cosmetic products, and also they need to be effective. It's not easy to have all of them, but you need to choose. Yes, we are going to analyze the current trends. Also, you know that clean and ethical products are over the world now in 2020, but there are more of them. For example, South Korean beauty and their routines for makeup and for skincare. Gender neutral is growing too much because these products are attractive for both sexes, whether it could be emollients, toner, or even makeup. Personalized cosmetics, too. We need technologies for everything at the moment. Microbiome to analyze, and also probiotics ingredients. And waterless is increasing a lot because they are free from water, but they are using botanical ingredients and oils instead. But sometimes they do not need preservatives, and it is a trend in some type of cosmetics, and it could be interest for some products. Okay, we need to decide the target population. Is the certain group of population that share similar characteristics, and it is defined as an intended audience for my product. You need to adapt the product. This is not the same message for a professional, for a vegan lifestyle consumer, or for a baby product. It is not the same. So we need to know which is the target population from the beginning of the development. And finally, the timeline. Timeline is the chronological order of the events. It is necessary to create all the structure, break each work package into tasks, and determine in the time. You can use tools like projects, Microsoft Project, or something like that, and it is also very dynamic for deadlines. You know that the clients know where is the time we can do it. So yes, it should be reviewed regularly. Okay, we are going to start with another part, formulation, completely different, and it is R&D part. Okay, the formulation is more than just a list of ingredients. It makes your product yours, very important. Based on the requirements of the project brief, the technical area can now work on the cosmetic product formulation. Each of them are analyzed, and several prototypes are usually created for comparison. You need to study concentration, allergens, chemical reactions, or costs, for example. All of them are evaluated to match all the requirements and to ensure that the product is safe. Okay, we have seen that the formulation is not just a mixture of ingredients. They are not only colorants, essential oils, fragrance, or natural extracts. We establish which materials we would like to use and those you wish to avoid. because you need also, we need to produce a desired physical form. We need to obtain some physical chemicals parameters to have a good sensory impact in our consumers. Think that the first thing a consumer will do when trying a new product, for example, is smell it. So it could be essential to decide if we are going to sell the product again or not. GMP, it is always the recommend for all markets to follow, but it's necessary to write a right method. Yes, even the most careful material selection of ingredients, it is worthless if you don't use the right method. Also, it can affect to the shelf life of the product and also the stability of the product. So take time to do it a right method. And finally, to ensure the compatibility of your formula in order to avoid in the future incompatibility of, for example, the pH, the charge, or the polarity between the substance that we are mixing. Formulation is the meticulous balance of all the ingredients in a single physical entity. Okay, ingredients. Take in mind, using the right material in the right amount and also in the right application. Right material, yes, we need to select high quality and cosmetic grade of raw materials. The correct inky name, think about the inky you want to declare in the packaging of the product. And the compliance with the company philosophy is also very important because some active ingredients may contain, for example, preservatives that could conflict with the company philosophy. So please check this carefully when you are selecting your raw materials. The right amount, find the right balance between the cost and the efficacy. All too often, we see companies that use active materials in lower amounts than the test conditions to save money. But it is useless because if you have an active material that is not proven at this amount, you can justify in the product. So it's not possible to use it. And the right application. For example, there is no point using an hydrating active ingredients for a range of products, like, for example, a shampoo. It is not the correct type of application. Ingredient trends. As you know, consumers are more actively self-educated, checking labels, checking ingredients, watching videos, and becoming more and more curious about beauty. So cosmetic industry in the recent years have to adapt and replace some synthetic ingredients for ones that are from natural origin and know the traceability of them. Use food ingredients, innovative ingredients, nanomaterials, probiotics, all these type of things, and also for fair trade ingredients according to the philosophy of the product. Yes, plant first perspective is the key. In fact, it has increased at 30% of cosmetic products that contain plant-based extracts in the last year. We can see here in the slide also CPD products. This ingredient really became big, very big last year because of their properties. Or, for example, vegan friendly are very, very popular tea tree. That it can redness or it's very useful for spots. These are the current trends that we can see in the stores. But in addition, I wanted to add an ingredient that we are not used to see before in the cosmetic industry. For example, we said using food ingredients like celery or purple rice face cream. It is a new concept, or melatonin in a solid serum. Also, blue light for the new conscious, for the new generation that are always with smartphones, for example. So we need to change and we need to adapt of the market. Okay, we are going to continue talking about the formulation, but now with another section, regulation, that is very, very important. First, which regulation can I apply to my product? From the beginning, we need to do it, and we can try to do it in order to avoid any possible problems in the future. We have more or the famous legislation at the world: FDA, CFDA for China, European Commission, Korean South Korean Ministry of Food, Mercosur for Latin, for example. And we need to know that we need to make sure that all the ingredients comply with my regulation, with my applicable regulation. If I want to sell, for example, in USA, we need to know that my product needs to comply with FDA. And we are going to contrast these two legislation, FDA and European Commission. In the regulation, you can find some ingredients, for example, that are in the annexes that are banned. Some of them that have restrictions, the list of positive ingredients that are colorants, that are preservatives, and also the EU filters. On the other hand, we have the FDA regulation that are focused on another things. These are the 11 groups of cosmetic products that are banned or are restricted. It's very different because in Annex 2 of the European regulation, you can find 1,600 banned substances. Meanwhile, in FDA, they are more focused on color additives, and you can see, for example, the list of colorants that are approved in this market. So we need to be prepared of these changes. Okay, we are going to focus in quality and compliance. Regulatory compliance can be very complex when we are developing a new cosmetic product. If it's the first time, it's logic. As we have seen, regulation could be very different from a country to another. So we think that an external support and expertise will be often your best partner in this process. Product registration. We call product registration to the product of compliance with the regulation of the country where we want to sell. In this slide, we can see, for example, the European market process, step 1, PIF, step 2, CPMP notification, and step 3, confirm the EU responsible person. Okay, this is all before launching your product. PIF is the product information file. It is the technical documentation with all the safety affairs of the cosmetic product. CPMP notification is an online network of all cosmetic products which are available on the European market. And the responsible person, it is the legal representative of the company in the market. It will be the contact with the authorities if something is required. And it needs to be the address of the responsible person in the artwork. In the next topic, we are going to see the safety studies. It is a necessity to perform some studies in the cosmetic product in order to ensure the safety and the compliance with the legislation. There are some studies that must be performed in order to verify the quality of the product. Some of them are the microbiological tests and the challenge tests. They ensure the microbiological safety of the consumers, for the consumers, of the cosmetic for the consumers. And also we have, for example, compatibility tests and stability tests, and they maintain the quality and specification intended of our product. We are going to focus on times because when we are developing a new reference, in addition to ensure the safety, we must to take account the duration of each study, especially if we have a tight deadline. They are mandatory studies, and without the results, it cannot be commercialized. Microbiological tests, as you can see, is only 3 days, but compatibility or stability test, you can do it together. You need more time, you need 3 months. So you need to calculate the time in advance. Moreover, of these safety studies, we have clinical studies according to the type of product and its claim. The safety assessor will recommend some clinical tests. First, patch or open test to ensure the skin compatibility. In-use test to know the skin tolerance and its normal use. In fact, with an in-use test, you can justify subjective claims like, for example, easy to use or nice sensation. Hypoallergenic or SPF protection needs a specific test because remember, all claims need to be supported. In the same way, the duration of this study is the key of the process. It's not the same 1 week for a patch test or for SPF that you have to perform first an in vitro test and later an in vivo test. Yeah, that is almost 2 months. So you need time to program in advance. The 5th point of our webinar is the product design. After sourcing stage, it's time to work on the product design. Packaging, for example, is the first thing that consumer will see. So text, color, graphics, everything has to be chosen according to the concept of your product that we have seen in the project brief. We cannot forget that the cosmetic product is the combination of the formulation and its packaging. Yes, the packaging is the container, so we need to recommend selecting a container that has these characteristics to protect and preserve your product, identify your brand, look attractive for the consumers and also for our target audience, allow for recycling because it's very important now and trendy, and stay within your budget, as we have seen before. Yes, protect you to contamination is not all. We can see here, for example, that recyclable packaging. Yes, and also we can see in the right part of the slide products that are more than a cosmetic product. They are presented as an exclusive accessory. For example, the fashion, or if you have jewelry, makeup. And the artwork. We have seen this topic a lot of time, but you know that the artwork is regulated in all the markets, and it is necessary to include certain mandatory information like the ingredient list, expiry date, the responsible person in the market, the warnings for consumers of the function, and some of them need to be translated. Yes, we need to keep in mind that there are 7,000 different languages in the world. So our label needs to be adapted to the market and also to the official languages for each country that we want to market, to sell my product. Only in Europe, there are 24 official languages. So it's important to leave a gap for the language in the artwork, or it is possible to have a sticker for your distributors in each language. Okay, finally, we are going to see briefly the marketing claims. They are the best tool for marketing and communication, you know, but they are regulated, and it is necessary to avoid any possible misleading advertising. You need to know to make sure that your claims are compliant, and it could be useful to do a competitive analysis. Always, we recommend to ask your safety assessor for advice in these studies. Here we can see standards are not possible to include in a cosmetic product that is not according the regulation, the definition of a cosmetic product. It's not possible to scar removal or to remove lace and nits or antiseptics, as we can see now in hydroalcoholic gels. But yes, we need to test my product, and we can ensure that if it has the properties, is anti-aging, is anti-wrinkles, moisturizing, is dermatological tested. We need to start working on this claim argument with plenty of time. We need to work together, the R&D team, the marketing team, and also we need to see the budget. Okay, all the steps are done. And when we have checked all of this, if all of this is correct, we can approve. It's time to check and ensure all the step validity. If the prototype passed the final test, it's the moment for the production. So we have the product ready for selling. To summarize, we have some key takeaways, yes, to think about it and to have it in the presentation. First, planning is essential for success. Teamwork is essential too, but from the beginning, remember, identify which is the market with the greatest potential. We have seen that depend on my product, the characteristics of my product. Create a realistic budget that includes the test, for example. Know the applicable legislation and start working on claim arguments with plenty of time. All of this, it is very recommended to contact an expert in the field to ensure that your product is safe, is okay, and you are not going to have any problem. Success is like an iceberg. Everything you put into effort is worth the outcome. So you can see that behind the success, there are work hard, strategy, and a brief, and a teamwork that is going to have all the success with this new brand. From Cosmeservice, how can we help you? Yes, we offer all of our advice during the process of developing a new cosmetic product. We can ensure the compliance with the formulation, the labeling, also the new ingredients like nanomaterials if you need a special CPNP, claims, samples, studies. We are at your completely disposal for all this process and to help you. So thank you very much for your attention. This is the end of this webinar. Please do not hesitate to contact us if you have any doubt or any additional information. We can see here, this is my contact address and also the general one. you can write it if you have any necessity. And also, we could be grateful if you can complete the post questionnaire that you are going to find now when we finish. So thank you very much for your attention, and please stay safe and have a very good day. See you soon. Thank you.